Hello, everybody. I hope this finds you all well. Very hot Saturday, second day of autumn here. It'll cool down eventually, I'm sure. I hope everybody is well, though, and enjoying the spot that you are in right at this moment. So, this is number 5 in my 100 makes. Um, the 100-day project, not mine, that I've got running off to the side, that's been a bit neglected, but that's another story. Well, as you can see here, I'm making paper clips. It's not really something I've ever got into. Um, yeah, it's taken me a long time to debate whether or not I actually really like them. I've seen some amazing ones made from people, don't get me wrong. It's just that I'm not sure that I like the concept. But anyway, I decided that I'm building Hope, the journal, at the moment, and I thought maybe a couple might be nice to pop in there, and I'll go from there. So this is a bit of a mass make as well. So I sort of like chopped it and cut out a lot of the footage because I think most of us know how to do it now. For those that don't, you can see paper clips glued to the brown paper just up above my hands. And my friend Kelly, very good friend Kelly, Kelly and Robbins Crafts, um, showed me how to do these. And by doing it this way, you don't run the risk of gluing your whole paper clip together. So I put that paper over a piece of glad bake and go through and glue the paper clip to the lining paper. So what I'm doing here is I've just cut the actual papers to size and rounding the corners. And with all that done, we'll go on to ink it. Now, I don't know why I decided to, but I just did. I think I struggle a little bit with any other colour, but the browns and ecru's and to do the inking with. So I'm just putting some of the pink around, and then I'm going to do exactly the same thing with the vintage photo. If you can hear a little bit of scratching here, it's Louis wanting me to pat him. And when I don't pat him, he sort of like rakes his little claws either across me or across the cushion to get me to take notice of him. Very demanding. Very demanding, these animals. So anyway, we wouldn't be without them, would we? So like I said, I'm just going around doing exactly the same thing again, only I'm doing it with the vintage photo this time. And I like to go around that second time because I think it just frames it a little bit better than what the pink does. So there we are, we've got them all done now. I'm not getting a video out a day, but so far I've been able to pretty much do something each day, and I'm endeavouring to, well, I will be doing everything here with what I've got. The 100 makes, I won't be buying something specifically to make something else. So I've trimmed back all those papers there that the paper clip's on, and now what we have to do is go through and glue the paper clip onto the paper itself. And by having that paper, it just means that I don't have to worry about anything getting stuck together. So we'll put that one down there. I guess there's no real need to do that brown, put the paper clip onto that brown paper, miss the first step that I do. If as long as you make sure that you've got some sort of non-stick up between the paper clip to separate it from the front and back, you should be okay. This is the way I was shown, so I'm happy with doing it this way. So you can see there I've slid the paper clips onto that baking paper, so that any glue that comes across won't go through and stick to the back side of the paper clip itself. And I've just gone through and done all the glue at the same time. It's a lot easier. So yeah, that piece of baking paper there will stop the glue from sticking to the back side of your paper clip, because if you stick your paper clip paper together, you're not going to be able to put anything up there for it to hold. So they're all dry now. So it's just, I think I'm saying so a lot, don't I? It will be just a matter of going through now and decorating them. Not sure why I've got the keyboard there, but not to worry. Graham, what you can see there a little bit, Graham made me two little stands for my iPads to sit on. And I keep saying to him, they're the best things I never asked for. They're really good. He sort of like watches more than what I think he does, and sees what will work for me, and off he goes, and he makes it for me. Now what I've done is I've gone through and I've picked out the embellishments that I'm going to use on each of the paper clips. If I didn't do that, the video will probably be about 35 hours and 10 minutes long with me trying to make a decision on what to do. I'm still finding my confidence with decorating and with clusters, and trying to figure out what's not enough and what's too much. And sometimes I make both those mistakes, but I'm forging on. I'm trying to get a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more self belief. I tend, I've always tended to be very monochromatic and very clean lines. So when it comes to doing clusters and decorating, it's not something I've done a lot of. I've always gone for simple lines before. So of course my brain immediately freezes when it's got to do something. So I decided to spare you all the misery of me grabbing everything to put together. But what I've decided to do is I've done both sides of them, because obviously there's a back side to it that will be seen, and I've decided to put the same embellishment on both sides. So whatever you see on one side will be the same, maybe just a little bit of difference in the layout, but pretty much all the elements are the same. And I'm using butterflies mainly because it is a botanical uh, themed journal. So I thought that butterflies would feature really big, and you can see the little feelers on the butterflies there. That's been done like I've shown you, with stiffening the sewing thread and then just sticking it on the back. That came about because I just couldn't be bothered getting the sewing machine up every time I had a few butterflies and sew them through. And also too, with the sewing machine, I need to, well, anybody needs really to put a little bit of backing paper behind it, because the stitches can and do cut the butterfly in half. The perforations just cut through and it breaks them in half. So if you are trying to get the feelers from the sewing machine, that's great. Just be careful of that though. And then the reason why I come up with doing it the way I'm doing it now is because when I did the sewing, when I sewed them up, I was getting a little bit of glue out and stiffening up the cotton anyway. And I've just, I guess, not being lazy, I've just got smarter. I've eliminated the need for one step. Now I'm putting that on there, and then I realise, you can see off to the left, that I've got the back side of that butterfly there. So I decided, rather than have a white side, I've put the butterfly on the back so it lines up with that one on the front. Uh, what do they call that? It's almost like paper towel. It's not that, but it's got the sort of like the feel of it, I guess. Paper towel is where you start with one main image and then you cut out all different parts of it, and you layer it up with all different parts of the same picture. So I think you could have as much as, I don't know, I've never done it, but you could have 6 prints of the same picture, and you keep cutting it to make a paper towel picture, which is layers. Like I said, I've never done it, so I'm not 100% sure. Now I haven't shown all of me decorating, because you get the basic idea of what I'm doing. I've tried to make them all a little bit different, but I've used the same formula. And I think there's 8 there, so then there'll be probably 2 go into the journal that I'm making now, and then I've got some ready either to gift or to use in another journal coming up, which is one of the reasons why I've picked the colours that I've had. They're fairly pastel colours. There's a couple of bits of brights in there, but not a lot. I just thought that they were colours that would fit in with anything that we were doing. So there you go. You didn't see that one being made at all, I don't think, but that's okay because it's pretty standard. And you see, I've tried to make a little bit of a variation on them. This is a die cut out of a nesting bunch of a nesting die cut. So there, I've just put it down, and I've put some little cheesecloth, and then the butterfly inside the little frame. So yeah, once again, even though I did this fairly quickly for me, and I have sped the video up. I don't work this quick, by the way. I wish I did. Refer back to my friend Kelly. We'd do some. I remember when we were doing some crafting together late in the night or whenever it was, and she'd sort of like, all of a sudden I'd see this finger coming out of the screen going, "Are you awake? Are you awake?" And poking a finger. It was really, really funny. And she's saying, "Are you still awake?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm just embellishing." And she'd say to me, "It's just paper and glue. Do something." So I've come a long way, Kelly. I've come a long way. Um, and a lot thanks to her. I joke about it and all the rest of it, but she's a really dear friend, and her and Robin are sort of like we all go together. But anyway, that was just a funny little memory. I looked up at the screen, and all I could see was his finger, the tip of the finger poking. Yeah, it was funny. So that you don't have to poke the screen to see if I'm still awake, I've sped it up. And 2, I haven't shown the entire process of every one of the 8 paper clips, because like I said, it's pretty standard formula I'm using. And I'm just separating out now. So I'm starting to get a little bit smarter. Instead of gluing one bit and putting the bottle down and putting glue on the next one, I've just gone through, I think it's here, I've gone through and I'm just putting glue on everything just to speed the process up a little bit. I am quick enough that the glue isn't going dry. So it just, like I said, it just speeds it up. Mind you, I don't think I figured that out until paperclip number 7, but brilliance takes 5 minutes longer, they say, don't they? But I've really enjoyed doing these. I have seen some absolutely amazing paper clips with huge amounts of work put into them, and pockets and all sorts of different things on them. I must admit, while I appreciate all the really ornate ones and the clever ones and all the rest of it, I have found that this is probably as fancy as what I'd ever want it to be. Once again, coming back to me liking things fairly simple, and these, I don't know, there's enough happening on these for me that I don't want anything else. And the other thing too is I'm inclined to want to keep the bottom fairly open and not have too much dangling over it, because after all, it is a paper clip, and we've got to get it on and off the page and what we want to hold down in it. But I have had an absolutely awesome time doing these, and it's my number 5, like I said. And yeah, I actually thought that it was going to end soon, and I'm trying to pick it. I keep forgetting, don't I, to check my videos before we start. But no, I think this is the last one now to go. And that's a die cut, a piece of a die cut that I've cut to fit in with what I'm doing here. I think it's a Tim Holtz one, I believe. I'm not 100% sure where I got all the butterflies from. Over Christmas and into the new year, I wasn't able to be doing any crafting for a couple of different reasons. And I sat in the lounge room, which is something we don't do that much. And it was when our Margie was with us. So we all sat together and I sat there just fussy cutting. And would you believe I haven't changed my mind about it? It's not the big booking man it used to be because I've got a huge amount of butterflies cut out, and yeah, I just sat there watching television. We have a streaming app that we watch television with, so we've seen some really good shows, and we're watching The Tudors at the moment. I can remember seeing it um, 10, 12 years ago. So I don't think Graham got to see it. I think I watched it on DVDs. So we're watching that at the moment. So here we go. I'm just showing you all of the butterflies that I've made. And I hope, butterflies, paper clips that I've made. And I hope you like them. And I will take this opportunity to ask you to please be kind to you and be kind to the person that's standing next to you. And I will see you next time. Bye.